So hey everyone, so now that the package has arrived in India, we'll show you how to set it up. So at first, this is how the package will arrive from the box. As you can see, the chin rest is detached for ease of transport. So first we can take the chin rest off, and there's the nuts and bolts and pliers and tools to assemble it, and I'll show you that in a second. So we'll place that down first. In here, we've got one of the 9IRs, and inside the box of the 9IR, we have the Android phone, which will be used to control the device. So we'll power that on. Cool. So leave that to the side. And yeah, so that's one of the 9IRs in that box. We've also got another 9IR, which is inside here. And I'll show you how to grab that along with the power cables. So we first want to detach the top cover, and we do that by unclipping on both sides, one on this side and one on the other side. And once those are detached, we can lift this top cover off and put that down. Next, you can lift up this top panel here, and this top panel can only be lifted once the cover is off. So that just slides right off. And there's spare batteries, there's the other 9IR in here, and then there's the power cord. First, we can attach this 9IR by lifting up the spring, placing it here, and sliding it through, and then dropping this down. And that is there securely. We can connect the 9IR cable as well, here, just by plugging it in on the other side. Cool. So once that's plugged in, we can now plug in the power for the device. So there's one power cable for the gantry itself, and there's another power cable for the Raspberry Pi. The Raspberry Pi power cable will be located inside here, once the cover is off. So we want to just remove it and slide the cable around and let it just come out around here. And this can be plugged in. Cool. And then the other power cable is for the gantry. So we'll plug that into the side of the gantry and plug that in as well. Yep, so now that the device has power, we can place, firstly, the top panel back on the device and ensure that this rounded part here is on the right side to ensure that this cable here is protruding, and this cable is to be connected to the phone. So that just slides on with the grooves here. And now that's on, we can place the top cover back on the device. And when you place this back on, ensure there are two hexagonal 3D printed parts here, and these should slide onto the grooves which are on the gantry. And they may take a little bit of an adjustment to fit on, but once they're on, you can clip the device back into place. And on the other side. Okay, now that the phone is turned on, we can set up the network for the Raspberry Pi. And this is found on the apps page on the most right side app. And it is this icon here, Pi Network Connector. So click on that. And then Tane will explain now how to set up the network.
So Danny has turned on his hotspots for the internet for the Raspberry Pi to connect to. So after about 2 to 3 minutes of the Raspberry Pi being plugged in, it will boot up and will run all its scripts for the Bluetooth server to start up. So once that's started up, we can click the Connect to Pi button here and give it a few seconds, and it will connect to the Raspberry Pi. So here we got the available Wi-Fi networks around the Raspberry Pi, and we can get the latest Wi-Fi networks by refreshing this. And this will refresh the Wi-Fi network seen in this list. So right now we'll connect to Danny's hotspot. So we'll go to Danny's phone and enter in his password. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we'll send the Wi-Fi password. There's also a show and hide button to see the Wi-Fi password. And then give that 20 to 30 seconds. And this little screen here will show you the Wi-Fi network name, the IP address of it connected to the Wi-Fi router, and the internet status. So right here we can see successfully connected to the internet, and the internet is accessible. But before you said the internet wasn't accessible, so that will just give you an indication of what's happening with the internet right now. Yes, and then if you are to connect with Ethernet into the Raspberry Pi, it will tell you here as well that Ethernet has been connected, but it will also give you the Wi-Fi IP address. So once that's all connected, we can start the application. And there's also a mini terminal down here, which is mainly used for us. So if you do receive this alarm 8 alarm, don't worry, just come in here, just twist this metal pole here and make sure it's going up. It just moves it off the limit switch and it fixes the problem. So this one we turn clockwise, and this one also down here we turn clockwise, and that pushes it up. And now if we start the application, this is a little terminal, we can see it homing.
So it should home when it's fully working when you start the application.
Yes. And this terminal here can be used for yourselves, but also can be, it's mainly used for us. So you can clear the terminal, but you can also send the log files to us. So to send it, you just click the send button, click my email address, and then you can send it. This will mainly be used for debugging if we've got problems overseas. But we've also got a VPN that connects on startup, so we can remotely control the Raspberry Pi when you guys are in India. So once that's up and running, we can go to the ODocs app. We can plug it in. Make sure that the ODocs camera is on by flicking it up. And I think this one's dead. So now we've got a freshly charged 9AR battery. Just also keep in mind that you want this at the back of a 9AR to keep it straight, so when it's approaching the eye, it can get the best image possible.
It's just a little piece of foam that's taped, and you can swap this out as well if need be.
Yeah, also the servo motor, we fried the servo motor just before, so we just won't have focus control, sorry, but that's okay.
So just leave it like here, around about there.
Yes, and then, okay, back to the ODocs application. This will appear, you just click OK, OK, and then everything should be set up automatically through Glen's script. So all you need to do on here is click this button here, connecting, and connected. So to see if it's connected or not, that's now, the icon is like that.
And just an extra note, so what Tanya means by Glen script, so there's already initialized that as joining the room, GLNDE, and with the user phone. So that's already pre-initialized, so all you need to do is click the button.
Yep. Yep. So now, once we've got internet connection on the laptop, we go to this link here, and we type in the username and password, which is on the setup document.
Yep.
So, yeah, and then we click sign in. And now once we signed in, now we just wait and make sure this appears. If this doesn't appear, if we come back to the phone, it's most likely because this is disconnected. It will look like this. But just click it again and make sure the icon looks like this. And if we give that some time, we can see that the gantry or the phone has joined. So we can click on here. I'll bring this over here. I'll turn the mic off. So you might want to also, the first thing you do is you might want to turn the mic off here. And then you should have full control over the gantry. So this little switch here controls if it's white light or IR. White light. So it'll just start up on white light. And now you've got the first three buttons here. So left eye, home, right eye. Left eye will go to the back of the left eye. Home is just in the middle of your nose bridge, and right eye, right eye. So we'll go to your right eye. And we'll go there. And now you have full control over the system, so you can use the user GUI control here. So up, down, left, right, forward or inward, and then back out, and then diagonal. But you also got keyboard control, so W going up, A going left, D going right, and S going down. Yeah, and then also to go inward, up arrow, and then outward, that arrow. Focus control, there's no focus, so you don't need to use this. But to take a photo, you just go photo. And then that should take a photo. Once you've lined everything up nicely, you then can close it. And then choose which eye you're going to take a photo on. And then also what I didn't mention is this little battery icon down here will give you the battery indication of the 9IR. And that's it.